Boom, welcome back to your daily episode of Planet Coaster. Yes, the series is daily. No, I am not gaslighting you. I am the most consistent YouTuber that has ever existed. So we're getting a look at the Trop House, a club we're putting together. We have the sound booth, you can see the toucans, the dancing crabs. The club looks way cooler during the nighttime, but there's still not enough lights. Later on in the episode, we're gonna light the whole entire thing up even more so it looks appropriate during nighttime. And then behind Trop House, we have a roller coaster named the Crocodile. But the colors aren't giving crocodile right now, so we're gonna greenify it up and make the roller coaster look so much like a crocodile, you would actually think it is a crocodile and not even a roller coaster. So in the last episode, we built a river rapids ride that went around the entire coaster pit, and we put a lot of time into that ride. It's looking good so far. And today we're gonna come back over here to the left wing and add a lot of decorations to it. And also last episode, we talked about Planet Coaster 2 for the first time because that was announced. And they have announced quite a bit of information since the last episode, so we can talk about that today as well. I think the biggest thing they revealed for Planet Coaster 2 is the pathing system, which is being overhauled to the extreme and is gonna be so good. They're giving you a shape building feature and you can just create your own shapes and it just fills it up with path. And then you can combine and overlap shapes. You also have path stamp tools where you can just stamp it down. The path system for Planet Coaster 2 is gonna be like 5 times better than the path system of Planet Coaster 1, which I think Planet Coaster 1 path system is all right. I think once you get the hang of it, you can do a lot of stuff with the Planet Coaster 1 paths. But the freedom that Planet Coaster 2 is going to be giving us is going to make the Planet Coaster 1 pathing system a joke. And I think for casual players, this new path system is going to be a godsend. It is going to make people's theme parks look so much better from the very get-go, because they're going to be able to open it up and create more plazas and space the theme parks out more realistically in a very simple way. So of course we gotta add a bunch of crocodiles around the roller coaster. We got the crocodile pond back here. Just a bunch of crocodile jump scares just popping out while you're flying on this spinning coaster. Dude, I seriously love riding spinning coasters. I love the G-force that you get from the coaster spinning around. Sometimes it can feel so much fun if you're going around a curve and your coaster car spins at the perfect speed. It'll just like amplify your G-force and make you have such a thrilling feeling the entire time. And then sometimes on spinning coasters, when you're going fast down a track, since it's turning a little bit as you're going, it feels like you're floating almost, like on a magic carpet. It's so much fun. And I also love the fact that this stage has a roller coaster in the background. So as people are watching a DJ or a performer, they just see people having the time of their life on a roller coaster in the background too. Okay, now let's take a break from working on the crocodile. We're gonna go back to a coaster we built at the very beginning of the series. We still have not decorated the queue leading up to the coaster, so we're gonna start doing that. And what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna add a bunch of sci-fi scenery and make it seem like you're walking through some sort of high-tech, expensive laboratory on the way to the coaster. And then on the outside entrance of the line, I'm gonna build it up and make a small little city of chrome to represent the future, because that's what SpongeBob taught me. The future is chrome. I do love the sci-fi scenery though. You can do so much fancy stuff with this. It does kind of make me sad that Planet Coaster 2 does not have sci-fi as one of the base scenery themes. Hopefully it's one of the first DLCs to come out, because I need my sci-fi scenery. I'll tell you what, it's one of my favorite packs. I do wonder if they'll reuse any of the scenery assets from Planet Coaster 1, or if they're going to just go in and recreate everything from scratch. Or what if one of the DLC packs includes all of the scenery from Planet Coaster 1 in one bundle? Or what if they resell us all the DLCs from Planet Coaster 1 again, but they just upgrade it and make the scenery scalable, colorable, and maybe flesh out the scenery packs a little bit more by adding some more pieces and more building parts to put together and make more detailed buildings? I feel like there's a few building shapes that would help a lot Like currently we have wall pieces that come in triangles, but it only does the bottom half of the triangle. You can't like flip it and fill the other portion, and sometimes you need another shape of triangle and you just can't rotate them. So either give us the other shape of triangle or allow us to rotate it so we can fill in the other empty space that we sometimes need to fill. I think having all the wall pieces come in quarters as well would be great. I know it would allow people to get maybe a little bit too detailed with their builds, but I think it would still be very helpful sometimes. And yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they roll out the DLC for Planet Coaster 2. And also, my next thought is going to lead into our comic question of the day. But I wonder if Planet Coaster 2 will do more IP cross promotions. Planet Coaster 1 did that a little bit with Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, and Monsters. But that was pretty much it. I feel like there's a lot of companies and a lot of intellectual properties that Planet Coaster could integrate with their game. I think some of the obvious things are like Marvel, Nintendo, or maybe some restaurant brands, putting some certain restaurants inside your theme parks officially. But yes, that leads us to the comic question of the day, which is, what intellectual property or what brand would you love to see Planet Coaster 2 collaborate with and integrate as a buildable item or scenery piece in Planet Coaster 2? Also, one other huge thing I learned about Planet Coaster 2, which is something I was afraid of last episode, is I was scared that they were going to have a scenery limit put onto the PC version of the game, since they were launching the game in cross-platform and are allowing you to send your park back and forth between PC and console. I was really afraid they were going to implement the console scenery limit onto the PC version, but apparently they have confirmed that is not the case. Whenever you are playing the PC version, whenever you're creating a park, you have an option to turn the limit on or off, from what I've heard. And if you turn it off, then you will not be able to send your PC parks over to console. This is the best news I've heard all day, and I'm happy that they were sticking to the concept of being able to build until your computer can't handle it no more. All right, so now we're diverting and building something else, which is a temple entrance to the Crocodile. I wanted the entrance to this coaster to have a jungle temple, almost like it's an Indiana Jones style of ride. And I wanted to build it up really high, so the beginning of the spinning coaster goes through a little temple way, just so it kind of like ties it all in together. And also I wanted to cover a majority of this black wall because it's a little bit bland looking. So while we're working on this, I'm going to take a moment just to talk about my life a little bit. Earlier this weekend, for the very first time, I drove across the United States border, and me and some friends went down to Tijuana, Mexico, and we got some delicious tacos there. Oh my lord. Some good margaritas that had some of the tastiest rims with tahini that I had ever tasted in my life. We went to the beach, and I fed some birds some tortilla chips, and it was absolutely adorable. They were my best friends. And we saw a Blackpink concert at the movie theater, which was really funny because the K-pop group Blackpink speaks and sings in Korean. And then since we watched the movie in Mexico, all the subtitles were in Spanish. And I took a few years of Spanish in high school and college, so I can pick it up a little bit. But for the most part, I didn't really know what they were saying. It was a really good show, though. Watching a concert in theaters was a kind of fun experience. And one of the really unique things was there was a lot of teenage girls there, and halfway through the concert, they all got out of their seats, went down to the very front of the movie theater, like at the very bottom, and there was like 50 girls down there just dancing and waving their Blackpink love hammers everywhere. It was a sight to behold. The amount of passion that they had towards the music there was so cool. And then later in the night, we still had the energy to go to a brat rave, which, if you don't know what a brat rave is, it's a rave themed after Charlie XCX's newest album, which is named Brat, and the album cover has a very distinguished green on the very front, which has ended up becoming an internet meme this summer. And the music itself is really good. I've loved Charlie XCX for the past decade, and I've always dreamed of hearing her music in a club. So getting to go to a club and listen to Charlie XCX music was awesome. But I think they played just as much Chapel Roan music as Charlie XCX, which is also iconic because it is a Chapel Roan summer. And speaking of Chapel Roan, I also myself released a remix of one of her songs, Red Wine Supernova. It's a rap remix, so I put a Lil Tall rap verse on the second verse of the song, which you can listen to that on my music channel, Lil Tall. But the reason I did this is because Chapel Roan and I went to the same church growing up in Springfield, Missouri. I wasn't friends with her because she was 5 or 6 years younger than me, so there was a pretty big age difference. But I knew who she was because she sang Adele covers during our church services every once in a while, and some other song covers. She's always had a phenomenal voice, and so she would sing for church, and we would listen to her. And I always thought she was so talented, and it's cool to see her just doing awesome stuff. And since I went to the same church as her and I love her music, I was like, I'm gonna make a Lil Tall version of one of her songs. So I did. Gotta rep that Springfield, Missouri 417. And it was awesome. Like, the Brat Rave was so packed. I don't think I've seen people go so hard in a club in such a long time. Like, it was a legit rave. The people were absolutely loving it, myself included. And also, for those who know, hearing the song Vroom Vroom in a club for my first time was just such a soulful experience. And then as far as music is concerned, I've been working on music a lot, which I'm sorry does take away from Planet Coaster time. If I didn't make music, I would have so much more time for Planet Coaster, but most of my free time spent on the computer is making music, because that's what I really, really, really love doing. And I also finished writing my first Lil Tall album this past week. I've written the whole thing, I've recorded it, most of it is produced, it's about 90-95% done. I've been dropping singles over the past year for it, and there's still probably 4 or 5 singles left. The album is going to be 18 tracks long, and I think I'm going to drop 11 or 12 of the songs as singles before the album comes out, because singles are just like a really good way to promote the songs individually and give more people opportunities to form moments around a particular song. Then I also want to make a couple music videos before I drop the album, so I have some good promotional music videos to help sell the album, because music videos really help set a vibe for the entire project and help promote it and make it more shareable. And I also want to do live performances and tour the album as well, if that's possible. That's up to God though, because a lot of things need to happen for that to happen. But I'm really hoping this album just hits and I can tour with it. That would be so amazing. And in general, I've been working on YouTube a bit more since I've been done with the subathon and I haven't been streaming every single day. I've just been trying to catch up on YouTube content while working on some of my own personal projects. Yesterday, I tried out for a dance team that I hope I make it onto, because I've been craving a dance family ever since I moved to Los Angeles. And I don't think I was the best dancer on the audition, but I'm still hoping that I was good enough to make it on, because I do think I have a lot I can bring to the table. And then on stuff happening in the near future, I'm about to go home to Missouri for my annual visit home, and I'm going to see my sister get married, which she is the youngest sibling out of 4 and the first to get married, so that's kind of cool. She's been dating the guy for 6 to 7 years now, so I'm in very much approval. I think if you can have a stretch of dating that lasts longer than 5 years, then you're in a pretty stable spot to potentially get married. So I am a very approving older brother. And I'm so excited to see the whole family get together, and it'll be nice to visit Missouri and see my family and see my friends that I haven't seen in a long time. One of my other best friends from Missouri, her name is Jasmine Grounds, and she's one of my best friends. She still lives in Missouri. She has a kid, so it's hard for her to move at the moment. But she has started her own music career over this past year, and I am so excited to see what she has done just within the past year of releasing music and performing. She is doing some really inspiring stuff for me, and I also recommend you guys check out her music. I really recommend her song Beautiful Lies. It's a really beautiful song. And I think the main thing I'm going to be doing work-wise whenever I'm in Missouri is I'm just going to be editing stuff on my laptop and working with my editors to be posting stuff onto Wide Toucan. If you guys are not subscribed to Wide Toucan, I would really recommend it. I think it is a really, really fun channel. The concept behind it is that all the games I play on the channel are recommended by the Two Clan, and I play a lot of stuff on that channel that I can't necessarily play on Attacking Toucans, just because Attacking Toucans is a lot more organized for the most part, but Y2Can allows me to just post a bunch of variety gaming content, and a new video goes there almost every single day, and you never quite know what game it's going to be, but each video is always good. I love the content there. It's a bit more laid back, but I do think it's funnier because of how casual it is. And there's currently not any Planet Coaster content on that channel, but maybe something will go there in the future. We'll have to see. I really have been working on this lighting though. Been trying to light up everything on the West Wing because it's been dark. And I know a lot of the lights that I've been adding to Trop House have been giving Brat Summer, and that's because it is a Brat Summer. But also Trop House is a tropical theme, and when I think of tropical, I think of green because of obvious reasons. I don't gotta explain myself, you guys are smart. But I'm very happy with a lot of the decorations that we got done today, and I think in the next episode we will be ready to finally put the roof on this sucker. And also in the next episode, I am going to go through all of your comment question of the day answers from the past several episodes, and we'll also be putting together the menu for Trop House. Some of the upcoming episodes are about to get really, really good, so I encourage you all to come back. And also, please support this series by leaving a comment below and giving the video a like. The interaction really helps make this more fun. And we are done building for this episode, but this fly-through is looking beautiful during the nighttime. I'm really happy with how this park is turning out, and I have a lot of new ideas that I cannot wait to implement, so let's just keep on pushing forward and see what happens. We only have a few more months until Planet Coaster 2 comes out, so I want to finish this so by the time that game comes out I can just focus on PC2. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a great day.